the U.S. Census Bureau, as published on census.gov, 21.3% of Americans participated in some sort of government assistance program each month. I'm going to persuade you to believe why government assistance programs need to be stricter in America. Only a few members of this percentage that use government assistance abuse it in a wrong way. If we were to make it harder for the system to be taken advantage of, we'd be able to use the money saved and put it towards other programs. Welfare is the largest item on the federal budget. According to a ranking member of the United States Budget Committee, Jeff Sessions, the total amount of money spent on the 80-plus welfare programs amounts to roughly $1.3 trillion. Almost everyone knows of someone that utilizes assistance provided by the government, whether it be Medicaid, Medicare, welfare, or Social Security, or any of the other 80-plus programs the government provides assistance with. Having personally witnessed people trying to trade their food stamps in exchange for money, it is becoming more obvious that these programs are being abused on many different levels. We will examine the problem of government assistance programs and why it should be regulated by concentrating on one problem, a particular solution, and the advantages of this solution. The problem with our government assistance programs is that they are underregulated and abused by a number of people, which is only growing larger. The issue with these programs is that they were intended to be a temporary and partial assistance, where now people are relying fully on these programs as a means of living. If these people that are receiving money are not having to do much work other than apply for the assistance, this can only lead to people getting in the habit of relying fully on the government. These programs were never intended to be a means of long-term living. The people that do abuse them tend to start a vicious cycle of applying for more help because they are too far entrenched in government assistance. According to the article Welfare Statistics on statisticbrain.com, 26.9% of families with dependent children stay on welfare for 2 to 5 years. People shouldn't be allowed to be on these programs for that long. Personally, I think 5 years is a little too long to be relying on the government for help. Whether you're receiving assistance from the government or not, we should not allow those who use these programs to take advantage of them. A possible solution to this problem is to require those on welfare to either have a job or be actively seeking employment if able. The reason for this is that people who actually have a job will be able to provide for themselves and start to wean away from using those assistance programs. The issue with this is that people who have been living off of welfare their entire lives never truly understand the value of a dollar. They have only ever received money, never learned how to earn it on their own. With any kind of reform or change that is made, people will always find ways to object. One of the large majorities of the people that are on government assistance actually do have a disability and require government help. I personally know someone who would be considered disabled and is easily working a part-time job. According to Persons with a Disability, the Labor Force Characteristics Summary, in 2014, 33% of workers with a disability were employed part-time compared with 18% of those with no disability. All it takes is for the person to put forth the effort needed to better themselves and become less dependent on the government. With this possible solution, there will be benefits to follow. With the job requirement for welfare, the goal is for less people who don't actually need assistance to not take money from the government. This way, the money can be given to the people who actually need the help. Those who really need the assistance and cannot work will have better quality of care due to more funds being available to them. While this is only a possible outcome for this solution, if it were to happen, more people would be in search for jobs and actually working to better themselves. As stated in the article, United States Employment Rate, the number of unemployed people has decreased by 1.1 million in the past year. This is already a step in the right direction, and it will set a trend for people to get on track with bettering their lives. This would stimulate the economy because the lower the need for government assistance and the higher the employment rate is, the more prosperous and productive the members of our society will be. We have examined the problem of government assistance programs and why it should be more regulated by concentrating on one problem, a particular solution, and the advantages and benefits of this solution. The members of our society can petition to our government to require the people who receive government assistance to follow certain guidelines, whether it be actually having a job instead of proving the effort to look for one. Hopefully these regulations will drop the numbers of Americans that require assistance because they will be able to support themselves on their own after getting a stable job.